Nets Kingdom.
Fuck that house now. I'm back. To the top, I'ma make it. Niggas just can't take it. To the top, I'ma make 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 it. Niggas just can't take it. Yeah.
Yo, we back. It's another episode of Nets Kingdom. What's good, YouTube? It's your boy AJ. I'm here with Cypher. Make sure you guys hit that like button, subscribe, follow us on Twitter. All our Twitters are scrolling at the bottom. Instagram, Nets Kingdom 1. And we are coming off a win. The Nets just destroyed the Milwaukee Bucks. Everybody's like, huh? What? The Milwaukee Bucks? When Giannis and Dame? Did the Nets just beat them? Yes, we did. So we're going to break it all down. You're probably surprised watching this video, or you probably didn't even catch the game because you're just assuming. Most people are just assuming this is going to be a blowout by the Bucks, but it wasn't the case. You know, the Nets have been scrappy this year. We've been talking about the defense, but early on in the first half, it looks like it was a back and forth battle. Talk to me a little bit, Saif, about this first half. What key things you see from the Nets staying with the Bucks in this first half, bro?
So the main thing was the defense. Offensively, things weren't looking too good. You know, guys were missing their open shots. I believe Finney Smith was scoreless in the first half. Cam did not play well.
Yeah.
Now, same as all of the first half. Tonight he was 3 of 9, 7 points. Couldn't get many assists because guys were missing their open shots. Simmons wasn't doing much, wasn't looking at the rim. Had a 7-foot floater over Brook Lopez, but turned it down. So they passed it to Clowney for a cutting layup. He misses it. Our defense kept us alive.
Yeah.
Like legitimately. So I believe the score was 48-45 in favor of us. So we were leading in the first half. In defense, so offensively, we were shooting 35% from the field, 30% from three. We weren't hitting any shots. But defensively, the Bucks, same thing. 40% from the field, 24% from three. We held them from 4 for 17 shooting in the first half from three. And we forced 10 turnovers.
Yeah, and with this defense, like we've been talking about this for 2 games now, and I've been trying to tell people, like, this defense is very, very locked in. I've watched the scheme on Trae Young work, and we were in the game with Trae Young. We held Paolo Banchero to 15, and now this game, the doubling on Giannis, you know, making it tough for him. The Nets have been playing this brand of physical basketball. They be mucking up the game, sharp rotations. Jordi has been locked in defensively, and like they have bought, like I think you tweeted this out. They bought in. They have bought in defensively. The Nets, because it's like we haven't been this sharp on defense for a long time. We have the defensive like personnel because you know Ben Simmons, Nick Zaire is a decent defender. Giannis has always been a good point of attack defender.
Finney
So
Smith, CJ.
Yeah, so it's like. Now, after all the personnel, we usually don't live up to the defensive expectations that the Nets should be great defensively. But now Jordi has just really have locked in, and these guys are really scrappy on the defensive end, and it's showing each and every game. You know, we might not be as talented offensively as all these 3 teams that we've been playing, but we've been in the game and making it competitive because of our defense, which is really important.
Something interesting that I noticed that, well, you just mentioned it, you know, locking up Paolo, locking up Trae Young.
Yeah.
In the first half, Giannis only attempted 3 shots.
Wow.
And they would anytime he would get into the paint, you know, Simmons would be his primary defender.
Yeah.
And then the second he got into the paint, you know, somebody would rush over to double him. Giannis, you know, being a great passer, he would pass out to the open shooters.
Yeah.
But Nets would do a good job. Cam Thomas, Schroder, everyone else would rotate, and it would result in, you know, just a tough 3.
Yeah. Going into this third quarter, it was just kind of looks like the Dennis and Cam show. So Dennis ended up having, we got to talk quickly about Dennis Schroder tonight. 29, 6 assists, 1 steal. He was everywhere. 8 for 8 from the foul line. He shot 5 for 8 from 3. And this is the thing with Dennis, bro. Like I didn't know Dennis could shoot like this. Like you remember, like we think about Dennis Schroder, his years in the league, he's never been a 3-point shooter like this. And ever since he came to the Nets, even last year I was saying it, he's been like in this 40% great shooter from 3 role. And I'm like, he's worked on it. I'll say that. I'll give him his props. He's worked on his shooting because before teams were used to lay back like Ben Simmons on Dennis when Dennis was about to shoot. They were like, oh, fall back, get into the paint. But now, like, he's going 5 for 8 from 3, 8 for 15 from the field, and 35 minutes. Dennis in his third, man. Talk about Dennis in his third. Like, the combination of Cam and Dennis in the third was really keeping, I guess, the Nets afloat until the fourth, until we went on that huge run in the fourth and just put the game away. But this third quarter, bro, I mean, I was just like, I was on pins and needles. I was like, yo, I can't believe this is happening. But with the Bucks, bro, what do you think? What do you think is the Bucks' problem? Let me talk about the Bucks real quick. What do you think is the Bucks' problem? Because these past 2 games, they just lost to the Bulls last game. What is it? Energy from them? Is it early game? Like, if you're a Bucks fan, are you worried about what's going on here, or you think it's just early woes?
Yeah, I'd be worried because any team coached by Doc Rivers, I'm going to be a little bit worried about just inherently.
Yeah.
And no Middleton. Middleton is hurt, and he's been dealing with injuries, the last couple of years. Just hasn't been able to stay healthy. Dame and Giannis Dame is getting older.
Yeah.
They aren't really utilizing the pick and roll between those two as much as they should, I believe. And the role players, I mean, the Bucks role players were fine. Like Bobby Portis was posting up and hitting, fadeaways like he always does.
Yeah.
Lopez was fine. Wasn't really, I don't know, defensively he wasn't that good tonight.
Mm-hmm.
He's getting older. Just this team is old. It's old. They don't have much energy. They don't have much depth. And I don't know.
It's just tough because it's like on teams they're supposed to be, and this happens with some good teams. I'm not gonna count the Bucks out like they're a bad team, but it does happen with some good teams, and that like they just don't from focused or don't come enough with enough energy to beat their bad teams, like the teams they're supposed to beat, like the Bulls last game for the Bucks, and us this game they're supposed to destroy us. So they just don't lack that focus. And I'm watching in the fourth quarter as we just go on. So we get into the third quarter, 83-78, and it's still a close game. But then they put the foot on the gas, and let's put the foot on the gas in the fourth and go on like a 21-5 run, something like that, in the fourth quarter, and just step on it. And it was game over. Doc was pulling the starters at 4 minutes. It was
like two.
Yeah, okay. So 2 minutes left in the game. Doc pulled the starters, and it was over from there. And I'm like, oh my God, we just destroyed the Milwaukee Bucks.
And Thomas was just going off in that third, fourth quarter.
Yeah, the third and fourth, it was the Cam show. We're probably gonna post the Cam highlights later. But wrapping this game up, bro, like this is the Nets, right? Where everybody thinks we're the tanking Nets. We're not supposed to win. First of all, congrats to Jordi on his first win. I'm very happy for Jordi for his first win at home. It was great. But, people are going to look back at this and be like, are the Nets too good? Like, that question might come up because these are 3 straight games where we're supposed to lose, and we've been competitive. I know we lost 2 of them. But people are going to look at the Nets and be like, are the Nets too good? Or is something, that question's going to come into play. Like, what's going on here? So speak about that to the fan side. Speak to that on, like, people.
Okay, we're more competitive. We're more competitive than we think we are, which is great. But at the end of the day, we're still losing most of these games. Even tonight, tonight was the exception because, and something I want to follow up on, Jordi wanted to win tonight because, opening night, his first game at the Barclays, he was in front of his family. I think he wanted to win. And that's why, and I'll be honest, I wasn't feeling too good about Fernández the first 2 games because of his attachment to Ben Simmons. Yeah. And, Simmons, he just makes it harder for everyone else. And that's reflected in the plus minus. Tonight in the second half. And this is why I know he wanted to win, is that he made sure not to play Simmons and Cam Thomas together, which is why Thomas finally had a positive plus minus,
Yeah.
When Simmons isn't on the floor and it's Claxton, Claxton is more of a threat around the rim. He'll roll. He'll clean up the glass. He's not afraid to take a layup. Yeah. And that just makes it a little bit easier for Cam Thomas.
Yeah, because it seems like this game kind of proved to me that Clax is now worthy. Like because we know he was on the minutes restrictions coming back from injury, but now that Clax got 3 games in, you just see him getting stronger and stronger and stronger. And now it's like, when is Jordi going to make the move to bench Ben and put Clax in that starting lineup so it's more cleaner, in my opinion? This way, Dennis and can focus on his point guard roles. Cam could focus on his off ball, his shooting, and then he could sometimes bring the ball up. And then we just have Clax as a straight center, because Clax is used to guarding centers. Tonight, and I'm glad you talk about Ben because we're gonna get into Ben real quick. So Cam was great. Clowney was great off the bench too, and we had a great game. But now Ben, it was just like this keeps happening. I'm gonna play this clip. It's just funny. Listen to Sarah Kustok on this clip because there was two situations, right? I think somebody tweeted out. I think it was Jerry Sy. Shout out Jerry Sy. Ben got a alley oop. Somebody threw an alley oop to Ben.
Yes.
He caught it mid-air, and then he passed it up. He passed
Cam
up
Johnson,
he passed up the alley. That was like, wait, what? You just pass up an alley? Like, who does that? Then we have this play, and I'm going to talk about this play side because this is what you were talking about with Jordi. Ben gets a great steal on Damian Lillard because Ben's going to defend. Great steal on Damian. Great defender. Great steal on Damian. Gets the ball. Has a 3-on-1 with Brook Lopez. Slow ass Brook Lopez. Oh, and it's in my mind, I'm like, yo, Philly Ben would have just dunk. You know what I'm saying? But this Ben just like couldn't. He was just scared. He just scared to look at him. I'm gonna play the clip. Here we go.
Anyway. So excellent tip from behind. You get the steal and watch this. You're about to have a 3-on-1. I know Brook Lopez is the basket. Go, Ben. Go right at the basket and attack. And the shoveling to Cam Johnson is just too much off that possession.
It's like he didn't even. He just jogged right to the you know what I'm saying? Like he was in a stroll, like he was in a YMCA Rucker Park, like we weren't playing an NBA game here. He stole the ball and just like casually jogged with the ball. I'm like, bro, go full speed into the rim. Yeah, go full speed and dunk on his head, or go full speed, get an M1. Like
I know Brook Lopez is tall and a good shot blocker, but come on, man. It just
like
go
come
up,
on.
and if you get fouled, you get fouled. Like, okay, look, I'll say this in defense of Simmons.
Yeah,
good defender. He was very good defensively tonight, holding his own against Giannis. Had a bunch of rebounds, had a bunch of assists. Wasn't really turning over the ball as much. A little bit better with the fouls.
Yeah,
still picked up 4, I believe, but 2 points, one of 3 shooting. Isn't rolling to the rim, spamming DHOs.
Yeah,
and he makes it harder for everyone else. He just does, because offensively you have a guy that's afraid to take layups, and that makes it worse for everyone. Even though he's a good passer, if you're afraid of layups, the passing is completely nullified. And I just don't understand it. This guy is. Oh yeah, by the way, that play you just put up.
Yeah,
Jordi saw that, instantly sent him to the bench after that.
Yeah, because that was terrible, and this is why I love that we have a head coach. We had the right head coach because Jordi saw that and benched. I could tell like he was not happy with that because he benched Ben for a little bit and put Claxton in. That's how you do it. You don't supplement. You don't like coddle Ben and leave him in there after that because that could have been another turnover. And this is what we were saying with Ben. You can't be scared to go to the rim. And even though you're amazed, he's a God-gifted passer. We know he can pass the ball, but it just nullifies it if you're just not being aggressive. Because look at this. This creates easy turnovers. You're not going to the rim. You're just doing this BS. It's easy turnovers. And that's how the turnovers built up. What does he have? 10 turnovers on the season already? So it's like
12 in 3 games.
12 in 3 games. So it's like all these assists you're giving up. It's a terrible assist to turnover ratio, and then that just leaves the bad basketball because we don't want to turn the ball over,
And 14 personal fouls in 3 games.
Yeah, so it's like Ben every time Ben does something good, it's like he just supplements with something bad. It's like, and then I'm just glad that Jordi is finally we have a coach that's holding guys accountable. He's talking about. I think he talked about Ben last conference. He had some quotes about Ben.
Said he wanted him to take 10 to 15 shots.
Yes, and then now I think we'll probably see more quotes coming up soon about Ben. It's just like
my respect for Fernandez went up when he sent Ben to the bench after that play.
Yeah, and that was very key. It's great to have a head coach. And shout out to Jordi, man. He really, really well coached game. I mean, he just had everything on point. Timeouts was good. Adjusted the defensive schemes. The defensive schemes all year have been great. Like I said, it's been working. Like the superstars have been not doing their superstar work against us. So it's just interesting to see that if Jordi had a great team, I wonder what he could do with a great team. He has the roster that we have right now, but I wonder what he could do with a great team. So it's like now that we have the coach, it's like going forward, we might be competitive in some of these games. Like fans are gonna watch the Nets and gonna be like, we should lose this game, but our defense and our coaching could lead, and our guys playing hard like this and locked in could lead to some competitive. We might win this game. We might win a few more games. So,
and for those of you who are mad, we won the game tonight.
Yeah.
Think of it like this: we own the Nets, we own the Bucks pick top 4 protected. So this win did help us.
Yeah, it did. It did. It was great to beat the team that we did beat. The team people said like we should beat during the season is the Knicks and the Bucks. Those are the two teams I'm like, okay, I would love to beat these teams, because the Bucks, we have their pick, and then the Knicks is just always, we have their picks obviously too, but it's just so sweet if we can get a win in the Knicks. That would be like, if I could go to it, how many times have been the Knicks? 2 times. If I could go 4 times, if we could go 4-80 and those win, whatever it is, 4-70, whatever. I would love to be like just beat the Knicks, but we'll see going forward, man. This was a great,
you could, I don't know if you know this, but is this the first time we beat the Bucks since Game 5 in the playoffs all those years ago?
This might be. I can't remember the last time we beat the Bucks, bro. This might be really, yeah. What was that? 21, 22?
2021.
2021. Shoo, it's just been 3 years. 3 years since we beat the Bucks. Wow. And then it's funny, like this is the team that would beat the Bucks. This Cam Thomas and Dennis Schroder would beat Giannis and Dame. You can't make this up. So make sure you guys hit that like button, subscribe, follow us on Instagram, NetsKingdom1, NetsKingdom.net. Cypher's dropping a whole bunch of great articles. We're going to have the link in the description, so make sure you check out Cypher's articles on NetsKingdom.net. Again, the Nets just beat the Bucks, and we are on a high for one. I guess this is a 1-game high we are on, but hey, we'll see going forward what the Nets can do, and if they can stay competitive, we'll see. Appreciate you guys so much. Again, hit that like button, subscribe, and again, hit us on all socials. We'll be back.